wings come out kind of headed in this direction till we're a beam of the point we want to pivot around. So I'm trying to get out past where the tree line crosses Campo Road there. So we kind of keep going this way. We're flying parallel to Campo Road. Then we'll do a 90-degree turn.
Keep our altitude.
Keep our altitude at around 1,700 or so. Good. So about here, make a 90-degree, 30-degree bank turn. Not too steep. Go 30-degree bank. Don't want to get too tight. And don't gain altitude and turn. You add a little bit more back pressure than you needed. All right, square to the road so that the wings cross parallel to the road or aligned with the road. There you go. Now, holding altitude. See the wind kind of pushing us sideways? Okay. So you're going to need a steeper turn going that way when we're headed to the south. Go. Okay, right about where the tree line crosses, that little light patch on the road, there's your pivot point. It's a good one. Keep your nose up. Keep your nose up. Try to fly this with just one hand, Clint. Okay, there you go. Right, get behind your wingtip. A little more bank is needed because the wind is pushing us away from our pivot point. Keep coming. Don't roll out yet. Roll now. Pick another one. Okay, well, let's pick right about where that blue car's going by. Shallow out because the wind is pushing us in close to Campo Road.
Hard to pick a moving target.
Yeah, I know it is. Right about there. You're good. Settle on a spot. And you're within PTS standards. It's not bad. All right, full power. Climb and head towards Lions Peak. That's the name of that rocky dome-shaped peak there. Kind of head in that direction for a second, and we'll turn around and head back. All right, now, you're kind of going in this direction. I want you to give me a brisk roll to 30-degree bank. Remember where 30 is. Don't forget your rudder. So 30 is 10, 20, 30-degree bank, right? Okay. All right, roll right now. You're clear. A little more rudder would have been perfect. All right, straight. Roll level. Do it again.
Right or left?
Right. All right. Now hold that bank. Hold that bank. Now when you roll level with left aileron and left rudder at the same time. All right, good. All right, follow me this time. Ready? Right rudder and right aileron at the same time. So we roll on that longitudinal axis without that axis moving away. Okay, and then when we roll out, watch the roll out. I'm going to get the sun out of our eyes. Ready? So we kind of freeze it.
You just bump it. You don't hold it.
I hold it for just as long as I'm putting in the aileron in.
Okay, all right.
Once the aileron's neutral, the rudder's neutral. So follow me again. Ready?
Okay. Got it.
Make sense?
Yes.
And then rolling out. Okay. So, give me a roll to the right. Better. Roll level. Okay. There you go. Good. All right, so we're going to head back to Gillespie.
There's something else you can do.
Sure.
All right. I knew he was going to do that.
Since we have a passenger in the back. So, you know, you watch those movies, we did this before, but when you watch those movies where they lose the engine in a little airplane, the airplane becomes uncontrollable.
Right.
Okay? So, yeah, you've got the flight controls. All right. So, give me a nice gentle turn to the left. 20-degree bank. Mark?
Yeah.
All right, give me about a 73 knot speed. So push your nose over and hold about 73. Okay? Just so you know, this is what an engine out looks like in a single-engine airplane. Turn to the left. So this is it. It makes a terrible movie, but this is it. So, in fact, if we had lost our engine, the prop would still be spinning around because of the air going through it. So if we hold 73 knots, we can extend this glide quite a ways. We have all kinds of places we could land, right? This is it. When you hear those people on the news talk about he lost the engine and lost control of the airplane, that's not at all what happened.
He panicked or something fell off.
Yeah.
If one of your control surfaces fall off, you better learn how to fly a different way. But
that's true.
That's about it.
That's about it. And quite frankly, they don't tend to fall off. But if we had control lockup or whatever, there are things that you can do. You know, it's a little, you don't learn that on the second lesson. But that is so unlikely to happen when these planes are inspected and maintained the way they are. Okay, so now this is it. This is an engine out in a single engine Piper aircraft. It's about as boring as reading a book that you don't like. All right, so give me full power. Climb at 79 knots, and you're probably going to have to continue your turn. We're going to head that way. You're probably going to have to hold forward pressure to stay at 79 knots so you can roll that wheel forward and take some of that pressure off, because I trimmed it for 73.
San Diego Coastal, 7 Charlie Delta, 2 miles west of Torrey Pines, 35 minutes flying southbound San Diego Coastal. San Diego Coastal, helicopter, 1 Papa Tango, Torrey Pines,
All right.
southbound, right on the shoreline, 500 feet, San Diego Coastal.
So climb me up to 2,500. San Diego Southeast, Cherokee 41 Bravo over Hamul, 2,200, climbing to 2,500. We are headed back to Gillespie. Last call, San Diego Southeast. Okay. So we have a before landing checklist or approach and landing checklist. Here's the items on it. We need to have the mixture set. If we had been up to a high altitude, we'd have had this mixture back. We've left it full rich. I'm just confirming that it's still full rich, which is what we want. The electric fuel boost pump on. If you would turn that on for me, Captain, I'd appreciate it. Okay, let's level off at 2,500. So lower the nose to the cruise attitude, pull the power to 24, and then trim.
2,400 RPM.
Yes, sir. Then trim the pressure off, and we should be flying at about 95 to 100 knots.
We are flying at about 95 knots.
There you go. Okay. So there's Gillespie Field out there off to the right of our nose. There's Rattlesnake, which is the little hill off the end of the runway down there. So we're going to kind of head towards the field.
Want to go to the field or Rattlesnake?
We're going to go to the field. We're just heading this heading.
Okay.
All right, so we're holding 2,500. Push that nose over, roll a little more pressure off if you need to. All right, so the fuel selector's on the fullest tank. We didn't fly long enough to need to switch it. We will put the landing light on, though, so if you will put that on for me. Makes us easier to see. And now I'm going to turn over to the other radio, and I'll give them a call, tell them where we are.
Good evening. Wind 3006, altimeter
Wait.
3018, departure from the...
Let's get,
Gillespie Tower information, Charlie.
Charlie.
0047 Zulu 13008. Visibility 12, sky clear. Temperature 14, -5, altimeter 3018. Localized Delta invisible to use. Landing and departing runway 27 right. Left traffic, recommend impound altitude 1,400. Notice airman, use caution for orange traffic barriers on taxiway Charlie between Bravo and
all right, I have the flight controls.
Under this weather information available on Howard's flight watch and flight service frequency. Advise fish contact, you have information Charlie.
Listen to that again. I lost my pen here, pencil.
Need a pen?
Yeah, if you got one handy.
I do.
Charlie, Tower 0047 Zulu 13008.
Did you get it?
He just needs a pen.
Temperature 14, -5,
I thought you were
altimeter
flying.
3018.
No.
Localized Delta invisible to use. Landing and departing runway 27 right. Left traffic, recommend impound altitude 1,400. Notice airman, use caution for orange traffic barriers on taxiway Charlie between Bravo and Charlie 3. As it is weather information available on Howard's flight watch and flight service frequency. Advise fish contact, you have information Charlie.
Okay, now. Gillespie Tower, Cherokee 8441 Bravo over Cottonwood, 2,400, landing Charlie.
Cherokee 441 Bravo, Gillespie Tower, enter left base, runway 27 right, report Interstate 8.
Left base 27 right, report Interstate 8. Cherokee 41 Bravo. Okay. So they've shut off. They're not taking landings on 27 left. So we're going to go to the right runway, but we're coming from the left side. So that's why I read that back the way I did. Okay. All right. You have the flight controls. So we've got a nice descent going. We're going to head out this way, and then we're going to turn left and head towards Rattlesnake, or turn right and head towards Rattlesnake, kind of dog-legged in, and we're going to be on an extended base leg for the runway.
Okay, so don't start the turn yet.
Don't start the turn yet. Actually, you see the courthouse?
Yes.
All right, head towards that, basically. And then before we get there, we're going to make a right turn, about a 30-degree, 40-degree turn to the right, and head towards Rattlesnake.
Okay.
So we have a nice descent going. He asked me, he'll probably clear us to land before I get to Interstate 8, but if he doesn't, when I get over Interstate 8, he's requested that I report over Interstate 8, in case he gets busy doing something else and forgets about me. Okay? And you can see Interstate 8 going
Right across this.
there.
Yep.
So keep going straight towards the courthouse. Now I'm going to increase the rate of descent by bringing the power back a little more. So I want to cross the 8 at about 1,600 feet, 1,500, something like that. Okay, so now turn to the right and head straight for Rattlesnake. We're still descending. We're doing about 95 knots. That's what we're trimmed for. Take your hand off the yoke. Yep, looks good to me. All right. Now you got it back.
So we're wanting to drop about, see, that's 500 feet a minute.
Yeah, and we were doing about that. So now I'm going to put in a little power and hold altitude a little bit. I don't want to sink much below this.
Okay.
Until I get there.
So right now we're at 1,400 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gillespie Tower, Cherokee 41 Bravo over the 8.
Cherokee 41 Bravo, runway 27 right, clear to land.
Clear land, 27 right, Cherokee 41 Bravo. Okay, so now put in the first notch of flaps.
Gillespie Tower, Cessna 757 Charlie.
And I've pulled the power back to about 1,700 RPM. All right, 17. Let the nose come over.
Right, report left downwind.
Okay, 27 right, report left downwind, 7 Charlie Delta.
Now we're on base, put in the second notch of flaps. And the plane should settle down for about 70 knots. It's about the speed I want. Okay? Some power out. You've got it. You go ahead and fly. But I'm just helping out here. So I'm adding a little pressure.
2 miles north.
There's our runway. It's the big one. It's the one we took off on.
Okay, make the turn.
Not yet. Not yet. Hold it. Hold it.
Tower 8837.
Now start your turn.
Enter right base, runway 27 right. Report lakeside and verify 8 is Charlie.
And roll out on the center line of the runway. So we're just going to fly over the center line. It's kind of like doing turns around the point. We have to pick our spot, right? Now put in that third notch of flaps.
Chopper 8, Sycamore Canyon, northbound, frequency change.
Okay.
Chopper,
Now let's stay on the center line. We have a crosswind coming from the right. So I'm going to fly it, and you can follow me.
Got it.
Okay?
You got the
Lightly goes.
controls.
I've got the controls, and you can just be along with me.
Okay.
All right. So now I'm on the center line.
Which is this part of the cowl on the center line.
Yeah, well, and as we get closer, of course, the perspective will change as we descend.
Okay.
So now I'm on the glide slope. 2 red, 2 white, since we have poppies, these precision approach path indicators, tells me right now I'm right on a 3-degree glide slope to the runway, to the landing zone, okay? So, and I'm doing 65 knots. I'm looking at the windsock and it looks pretty limp. So he said that we had a pretty good crosswind, but the plane is not maneuvering like I have much of a crosswind. And the windsock says there isn't much. So I was prepared to do some things I may not need to do. So as we come down, I'm aiming for my spot, but I'm not going to touch there. I'm going to go past it because I'll bring the nose up, power's out, stay on the center line. And as I sink, bring the nose up and bring it up and bring it up, bring it up. Keep it up. Touch on the brakes. They'll roll out to Alpha. Stay on the center line till you're down to taxi speed, you know, where you can make a turn.
What is taxi speed?
Not like this.
Okay.
You know, kind of like what you were doing when we were taxiing out.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's not a recommended, it's just what's comfortable.
We don't want to do a gun runner turn.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're waiting for
Cherokee 41 Bravo, cross runway 27 left, contact ground.
cross 27 left, contact ground, Cherokee 41 Bravo. Have a good night.
Bye.
Okay, so he gave us permission to cross this other runway.
Because he's closed it, there's no traffic.
Yeah, there's no traffic. There's nobody coming.
27 right, clear to land.
And now we get just across these hold short bars. All the airplane has to cross this. As soon as it does, I can stop because I don't want to taxi into taxiway Delta because I don't want to cut anybody off going that way.
Right.
So I can stop here. Now we can do our after landing checklist.
Okay.
So you can do that.
Flaps are now retracted. Carb heat off. Verify cold. Anti-collision lights on.
They're still on, yeah.
Landing light off.
Yes, sir.
I never tell which of these are.
That one's landing light.
Okay.
Next.
Are all these planes going to be the same, or they're going to be better marked? I mean, because
Yeah, they've been rubbed out. They've just had a lot of hours on them.
okay,
So, and you'll learn where they are by feel. So the next one is fuel pump.
right. Transponder on standby.
Next one. There you go.
Fire departure for Master will be at your risk. Wind
All done.
290
That's it.
and
Okay.
5.
So now we'll tune over to the ground, and I'll just tell them where I am and where I want to go. Gillespie Ground, Cherokee 8441 Bravo at Alpha and 27 left, taxi to Golden State.
Cherokee 8441 Bravo, Gillespie Ground, taxi via Alpha 1, cross runway 35.
Alpha 1, cross 35, Cherokee 41 Bravo. Okay, taxi straight ahead. We're going all the way to the end.
Skymaster 53671 at Sky Harbor with Charlie to 27 right, and I have instruments on file, and you want me to taxi first or copy second?
Skymaster 53671, Gillespie Ground, runway 27 right, taxi via Charlie, and I can give you clearance now while you're taxiing or in the run-up.
We'll do it in the run-up, 53671.
Roger, just advising you're ready, copy.
Okay, so pull the power back to about 1,000. All right. And this is about as fast as we ever want to taxi on a calm day. This is kind of the taxi speed we're looking for, or a little less. These planes have brakes only on the mains. We have no front brakes, so they don't have a great stopping ability like you would in your car or your truck. So, you know,
Pay attention.
pay attention, and we keep the speeds low so that we have the ability to stop without hitting something. If something comes out in front of us, and it does happen, you know, people aren't paying attention, or the plane kind of gets away from them while they're doing a run-up, or all kinds of little things can happen. So we want to be prepared for that. So that's why these slow speeds are recommended. In addition, the faster you go, the more air is moving over the wings.
Makes it more volatile.
A good gust of wind can pick a wing up and it start moving you around. Nice bonanza coming out.
Okay, the 334 Hotel Papa, Gillespie Ground, runway 27 right, taxi via Bravo Delta.
Bravo Delta 27 right, 4 Hotel Papa.
And 53671 is ready to copy, over.
Skymaster 53671, clear to Torrance Airport.
There we go.
Departure, turn right heading 320. Radar vectors Oceanside VOR, Victor 23, Seal Beach. Maintain 3,000, expect 6,000, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 125.3, Squawk Sunray Tower.
Okay, so go all the way to the end, and then turn left. He's already cleared us to cross this runway because nobody's landing on it. But we'll still look and make sure nobody's making an emergency landing on it, right? Just kind of check it. And we're headed over to Golden State, so turn left.
Skymaster 671, read back correct, crest being cone, advise tower IFR prior to departure.
671.
We're going that way. It's pretty around here when the sun goes down. It really does.
You know, it's just been a beautiful day all day.
It has.
I was actually in Palm Springs this morning.
Oh, there you go.
Had to drive up there.
All right. Head in. Keep going. And then we're going to turn down this black stripe here. There's the yellow's right there. Put it on the center. And then you'll pull up and put your wing about even with the tail of the next plane here. Got its back to you. Yeah, about like that. Excellent. Now your after landing checklist. Your shutdown checklist.
All avionics off. Throttle.
So avionics is all of the radios. So turn the master.
Okay, throttle 1,000. That is 1,000.
Let's do it. All right.
Mixture idle cut off. That would be
Pull it all the way back and hold it until the prop stops moving. Good.
magneto off. Take this out. Set that right there. Magneto's off. I did that. All lights off. So boom. Not master yet.
Yep.
Master now.
Next, yep. And now we can do our paperwork.
Okay.
Okay, gentlemen. That was fun.
That was excellent.